Hi, I'm Rick Paris. Thank you for coming to Conscious Reality Creator. We're doing a question and answer again today. And this question comes from Marzi, and she asked a question on the Alan Sakin video that we did. And she said, I would love to see a future video about how we share reality with other people. In the video, there was a part about once we leave experience, the 8 billion people don't exist anymore, and I'm wondering how the people around me relate to me, but also how I relate to them. Are they all different souls? If so, why do they stop existing once I leave experience? Thanks for the upload. Okay, here we go, Marzi. So this is very difficult, and I'm going to do my best, and I hope it communicates. Everybody, the 8 billion people, are all different souls. Now, you are a rendition, you are an individual, and they are individuals. This is not a logical linear thing because the universe doesn't operate. I want to say that first. But you are an individual, and they are an individual. You have a set, a set being the way that I view reality, right? And so in that set, I have a perception energetically about everything. And since I have to come from myself, that person is a reflection of me, but they're also an individual. Both things are happening at the same time. That's very important because a lot of people say, oh, well, everything's just me. It doesn't matter how I think or how I feel. Because yes, it's only you creating a reality in a universe entirely on your own, and so is everybody else. You see, logic and reason cannot do that, cannot understand how that's operating, because every single thing in physical reality is a reflection of some aspect of you, and you're so incredibly complex, you identify with yourself, the I. But you don't identify with everything else. We all know we're all one. A lot of people know, a lot of people don't. But let's just say we all kind of know that we are one. And we're all individuals. It's both things at the same time. And the reason you did that, because if you people didn't have their own sense of who they are and you had your own sense, how would I understand the impact I was having? How would I understand if it was just me all the time? It would be reflecting to me in a very empty way. I wouldn't understand what love would do for something, how love would alter something, how love changes, because that person is able to respond to whatever love I'm giving them. And since everything in physical reality is made out of love, it's just some amount in some form. And so that person has a perspective about you, and you have a perspective about them, but your perspective about them, they cannot exist as they are. They can only exist as you see them, because you are creating your own reality. So, for instance, everybody in the universe, to them, could be a black person, or yellow people, or purple people. You'd never know it because you're identifying with your set, and you're seeing that person through your set. They can come in, but you're going to see them according to your belief constructs. But they actually exist in their own reality, looking at you from their set. It's the way I like to say, the best way I could say, it's like a bubble bath. We're all in physical reality in a bathtub, and we all have our own bubble. And if you aren't observing somebody, they are not in your particular reality right now. Their bubble is touching other people somewhere else. And every once in a while, your bubbles touch and you have a triangulation. We have an experience. Other than that, the experience is only an internal experience of you. And so that internal experience is generated by me. So 8 billion people have their own universe with their own set, their own setting, and their own perception. And you reflect some part of them that they can identify with. And then when they meet you, they may hate your guts when they meet you because you're identifying with part of their shadow or part of their negative ego, excuse me, or part of some aspect of yourself. That's why I try to tell people, don't negative judge. Negative judging things separates you from experience, boxes somebody up in a reality that is unmutable. They don't mute dictate after you give them a judgment, like, you're a dick. And when you see him, you're like, there's that dick again. You don't want to do that in physical reality, because the more times you do that, the less fluid it becomes, and the more reflective of your negative stuff comes through. Before you know it, you're like, I like my dog better than anybody else on the planet. That's what happens when you keep judging and boxing everything up, because now the universe has to show me my anger. And so many people now are reflecting just how angry I am all the time. So reality is shared experience and an individual experience, but primarily it's an individual experience. So you, in order to be a powerful person, must be willing and able to take full responsibility, everything, moment to moment. And you're not going to be able to do that with everything. There's going to be things that you're just not going to be ready to respond to. But you always want to keep in the back of your mind, this is me right now. Not get mad, push them away, and don't want to talk to them anymore. Because now they just got to float around out here until you're ready to deal with them again. But you don't have to know. Conscious reality creation is a big thing to take on. Don't try to buy the whole thing in one day. Just take what you can. Look at it and be curious. Wonder, wow, this person is a part of me. How am I seeing them? Because my beliefs are coloring this person in a very specific way. That's why nothing changes till you do. Once I change my beliefs, reality changes. It's not only an emotional experience. Beliefs literally create reality. That's a bigger bite of responsibility. But don't be afraid to take it. Don't be afraid. If something good's happening in your life or in the reality, I did that. I'm doing that. Maybe I don't know, but I'll own it right now because I want more of that. So, yes, when you leave physical reality, when I died, I removed myself for the observation. The person in here observing it pulls out when you die. So this returns back to possibility. Everybody else, when you look into physical reality, it is like a big bubble bath. There's millions of universes in something that's like this big to you. And you're like, holy crap, everybody's like having an experience in there. They all have their own universe. And really none of these universes even relate to each other. You will make everything relate because you're the one creating it. So when you don't like something and your best friend says, I don't like it either, because you relate to each other, but they're still just telling you that you don't like it. They're just reinforcing it. So reality, when you leave and you remove yourself from the object, everybody else is still there. You could die in your reality, leave, and there'd be 10 other people in your reality. You didn't even die in their reality. You're still living because you represent some other part of themselves that is still represented, still needed. So when a parent dies, that's a big significant shift in reality. But in your parents' reality, they might still be a parent and you're still their daughter doing your thing. So it's very difficult logically to understand that. What I also want you to see is there's 8 billion people here. You also have countless guides. You have other life experiences that are in you, many other experiences, many other realities, many other lifetimes that are also in support of you. You're never alone. It's impossible to be alone, even though sometimes you might think, oh, it's so lonely. It's just me here and nobody. No, you're not alone. You're never going to be. It's impossible to be alone. If you think you're alone, you're creating that I'm alone for a reason. You're trying to learn something, whether it's shame or something about intimacy or relationships. You're creating loneliness in order to inspire yourself to grow somewhere. And you're maybe doing it through pain, but that's how many people move the first time. The first part of growth is through pain until you don't anymore.